Now, the likes, of course, of Rolls-Royce and Ulstein, they are promoting futuristic bridge systems employing augmented reality. Will the industry go there?
Yes, I mean, there are so many opportunities in that. We already see, I mean, the great success we had with the unified bridge, where we have really had a common interface for the whole operation of the entire ship. And the next step in this development is to bring in the augmented reality to really aid the crew in bringing the right information in the right place for the operator. And also the next step is then these remote support functions, where you can have a normal deckhand basically perform very advanced maintenance task by linking up to an expert ashore that guides him how he should do it by just having the Google Glass or a helmet showing what he should do.
Walter?
The problem is that at least my generation is obsolete in this context, you know, so that the digitalized generation that is growing up now, for them this is very natural, and that's our challenge in the shipping industry, because we come from steel and engines and hardware. And how do we understand that actually the future, what we're talking about now, is in the system layer? I think that's extremely important.
Well, of course, I heard the good captain expressing some nervousness about, you know, embracing all this technology and whether he would have a future role. Yeah, Heikki. Yeah.
No, that's a big cultural change, that's for sure. And this connectivity is already here today as we talk to each other. That's what is needed to get these things through.
Yeah, Christina.
Yeah, one comment. I think it's very important to keep in mind the end user. So it's not just ship owners, but captains, it's the crew on board. If we don't get their buy-in from the beginning, with whatever technology we're doing, it's probably not going to be implemented. They will avoid it. Okay, you guys paid up for it, but will they use it? So what we're trying to do, and the Valley is actually very good at it, is to focus on the real needs of the people on board or the end users. So that's what we're trying to do, for instance, here in our work. We do go spend a lot of time out at sea, making sure that these pain points are addressed. And captains are actually part of the development team. They are those who provide requirements.
Yeah, Tor, yeah.
Yeah, but I like to confirm that we are really already there. The opportunities are there, but we are still a little bit analog. And remember, most of the 55,000 ships out there are also analog. But just pick up on one thing, collaboration. If we're going to really move steps ahead on new technology, we need to do that in a collaborative framework. And I think some examples, for example, on battery, on fuel cell, when we launched a fellowship project, which was with Eidesvik, with Wärtsilä, with ourselves, we took a plunge out. We started experimenting. We put a fuel cell on board to test how that was on an LNG fuel vessel. Next one was to put a battery pack on board. And that's actually snowballed into being a pilot for a type of hybrid installation. And hybrid ships is the next step now, because that's going to be promising for all the kind of ships that have huge variations in load. You can store when you don't need it, and you can use it when you have peak load. So that's when you can save fuel, make smoother operation, and do a lot of good things.
Yeah, we're just about out of time here, but you know, you raised a very interesting point about some hand-holding that has to go on with sort of the existing captains and workers. You know, will we need a new generation to implement the type of things we're talking about? Yeah, Oscar, yeah.
I think so, yes. But it will coming anyway.
Oh, this is terrible for all of us who are older.
Okay. But on the other hand, you need to think about the new generation. Will they accept operating and serving on a ship of today? They have been growing up with iPads since they were 2 years old. I mean, they will not accept the user interface of an existing ship. They want something else. They want, I mean, and that we need to keep in mind. We are, so to speak, getting old. We need to think about the new generation coming up.
Yep, Walter, yeah.
I agree with that. I think there are two driving forces. That is one of them. The crew for the future, or even maybe today, have higher demands and will have this type of broadband. And the other one is, of course, technology that can reduce the operating costs, which this also can contribute to.
Yeah, one comment. I actually will agree and disagree with you at the same time. I will give you an example from actually Oslo Fjord here. We had this captain on board, and he was known in the whole company as the technology hater #1. Okay, so we say, what are we going to do? So we're going out for a ride along with him. And, you know, we start chit-chatting with him and not pushing any technology whatsoever. And what I'm trying to say is that technology and tools we're putting into their hands must not be complicated. They must be more sophisticated. So what happened, I mean, these devices, everybody, not just children, but almost everyone is using this. So this is the kind of interface they're already familiar with. So if the tool is so simple as drag and drop, they will use it. So the captain I was talking about, he was from the absolute technology hater. Now he doesn't leave his berth without one of these in his hands.
So make it simple.
That's it.
We're just about out of time here. Very quickly, each have about 10 seconds, that's it. In the next 5 to 10 years, the biggest technology impact. Tor, quick.
It's big data and connectivity that will change the world.
Big data and connectivity.
Industrial Internet of Things and big data analytics.
Big data connectivity.
Big data.
What can I say?
Big data.
I think you're right there.
Big data.
Ship intelligence. Big data is only an enabler for that.
There you go.
Ship intelligence, so much more.
We'll end on an intelligent statement. Thanks a lot to all our panelists. Big round of applause for them.